What's up, y'all? Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Danny and Kendall. I'm Danny Smart, your host.
And I am Kendall Hunter, a.k.a. Kendall Speaks, your co-host.
And listen, we got some content for you.
Absolutely.
That you do not want to miss.
Oh, all right? Yes.
Get in here. Let's hang out. Let's talk about it.
Listen, hit that like, share, and subscribe button. And feel free to join our family.
Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's Danny Smart.
And this is Kendall Hunter, a.k.a. Kendall Speaks.
And we want to take a minute to welcome you back to the Danny and Kendall show right here live from 5380 Studios. And we got a whole lot to talk about tonight. We got something hot, something spicy, and we want you to go ahead and grab a few people, tell them come in here, and let's have a talk. We're going to talk about some of the things that are being said in our churches today.
You supposed to mind your elders.
What? What?
You supposed to mind your elders. I'm still trying to figure out why did this thing say I'm your older brother, and this thing is called Danny and Kendall Show.
I thought we went over that already.
Did we talk about that?
We talked about that already.
And what I said?
You said it's going to be the Danny and Kendall Show. I told you I don't care.
Okay.
You said
it's the oldest person's supposed to have a name.
All right, so the Kendall and Danny Show.
It is not going to be the Kendall and Danny Show. That's what I did last time, man.
That's exactly what you did last time.
Yeah, the Danny and Kendall Show sounds better.
I would like to nominate for termination. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, but anyway, you supposed to mind. See, you don't mind. Mine has me.
Actually, mine's me.
She minds me.
She don't mind her mama, but she minds me.
Minds me.
You stupid. You are stupid.
But the state of the church this is a very important conversation tonight.
Yeah, it is true. It's very important conversation. And of course, we're not going to be able to really do it all in one conversation.
No.
I do believe there's some dialogue that needs to be had about it. So, with that being said, I want you to grab you some popcorn, grab you some tea, whatever it is, get your favorite snack. Sit down and talk with us as we discuss the state of the church. All right? We'll see you in a minute. All right, everybody. So we are back, and let's get into this, bro. First of all, how you doing tonight?
Man, we're doing great. I am absolutely feeling amazing tonight.
All right. Yeah, you got your fresh cut.
Yeah, you too.
No, but I'm all right.
Yeah, you're
all right. This is how you know you look good, if you look good with or without a haircut. Huh?
So, I tell you, y'all gonna believe me when I say them bishops and pastors, some of the more arrogant people you ever want to find. Nah,
I'm not arrogant. I'm confident.
Just arrogant. Confident, whatever you want to call it. Tomatoes, don't matter. It's the same thing.
Do we really want to talk about that tonight? Do you really want to take it there tonight?
Well,
man of faith and power. The person who just spent the last 15 minutes looking in their phone at themselves.
You don't tell my business.
Well,
my business. Can't tell nobody my business.
Well,
my goodness.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, y'all get y'all popcorn. I hope y'all got it by now, but make sure y'all eat them slow, because we won't be able to get anything here if you go down the wrong pipe.
This is supposed to be a
well, it is a serious conversation.
A serious conversation. Here lately, we've seen a lot of different things happening in, on social media and current events. We've seen all that stuff happening. First of all, wait, before we start talking about that, you done asked me how I'm doing. I don't appreciate this. I just don't understand.
I did what?
I asked you how you was doing. You didn't ask me how I was doing. You know,
Well,
get you some friends that really care about you. 'Cause
okay.
Ooh,
Yeah. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
I know you just man, it was so good, man, to see you again yesterday coming in from Alaska.
Really, Alaska.
Yeah. But man, I tell you, we're just glad to have you back. Man, you look refreshed, and we're glad to see you, my
Alaska.
brother. Yeah,
Out of all the places,
yeah, you travel all around the world,
all around.
all around the world. Yeah.
No. Seriously, there's been a lot of stuff happening in current events, and I know everybody's been talking about it.
Yeah, everybody all talking about it.
You know, we're just gonna jump right on in, and let me just say before we start talking about this that you know, we love everybody.
Oh, absolutely.
We're not canceling anybody,
No,
none of that kind of stuff. But
no.
we do have a responsibility to talk about things and bring awareness to things. You know, certain things that align with our faith and with what we believe, all those kinds of things. So everybody's been talking about this Ty Tribbett thing, man.
Yeah,
And man,
can't get around it.
no, you just can't. I love Ty, and
Absolutely.
here's the truth, man. I wanted to kind of stay away from it because you know I'm that kind of guy. I just want everybody to get along. I want everybody to, you know, I don't want us to be bickering and fighting and arguing and talking about each other. But it was raised to such a high, seemingly high alarm and alert. I just feel like we need to have some kind of conversation around it because we have to really be responsible, I think, with these kinds of platforms, you know, with these kinds of situations. We have to be really responsible. So before we really get into it, we just want people to know that we love Ty and we love everybody.
Oh yeah.
I'm a big fan.
Yeah. Ty is that guy.
He is that guy. He is a dope artist.
Absolutely.
Amazing writer. Amazing performer.
Yeah.
Entertainer. You know, he's got it.
And he's anointed to do what he does.
He's anointed.
Yeah, you cannot take that away from him. He is anointed.
He's anointed. He's anointed to do it. So I kind of wanted to just kind of talk about it since everybody's talking about it. I mean, what's your take on it? So Ty went on The Breakfast Club.
Right.
Very, very, very popular show.
Yeah, secular show.
Yeah, a very popular secular show. And he went on there and made some statements about the church, you know.
Right.
And it's got the church in an uproar, you know.
Right.
So what do you think about what he said? The main thing seemingly everybody's upset about is the fact that he said the church is whack. The church is whack. So what are your thoughts on this whole thing? Like where are you with it? Because there's so many people that have, you know, so many different opinions about it.
Right.
You got some people that are on the side of the fence that says, hey, you know, leave it alone. What he says is true. There's a lot of truth to it. Then there are people that are just upset and totally against. So where are you with this? Like, how do you feel about it?
Well,
Praise the Lord.
hello.
Sorry about that, y'all. So we had a technical difficulty, but we're back. And I was asking Kendall, you about the church and where you are with this Ty thing, really mainly. Where you are with this Ty Tribbett thing. How do you feel about it?
Well, here's the thing. You know, I realized what he was talking about. Once I got the breakdown of what is that he was saying, not that the church in its entirety, the church is whack, but the systems of the church, a lot of them are whack, right?
Okay.
And we do know that's a real thing. I'm sure you would agree that there are systems of the church, and
What? Why are you laughing?
because you're so ready to defend your church.
Listen,
You are sitting on the tiptoe anticipation,
I'm
ready to defend your church
I'm
and
listening.
the church at large, and I get it.
I'm listening to you intently to hear what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm saying that you do agree.
No, you're not gonna pull me into that.
Yeah. But it's true. You do agree that there are systems of the church, and not all churches are bad, but we do know that there are some churches that definitely has a very poor system.
Yeah, so you're saying there's some systems that need work in the church. Yes, I agree.
Yes,
Absolutely.
you need work, poor. Yeah, bad, not good,
And there's some that
unfair.
there's some that probably need to be done away with.
Yes.
But I'm gonna let you finish. Go ahead.
Well, I don't know if you say but, then it cancels out everything that the point that he was making. And I think you just agreed to the point that he was making is that there are some systems of the church that are whack, that are bad, that's not good, that needs to be changed, that are poor, that is unfair to some of the people.
Sure.
And so because you agree with that, and I think we all can agree with that, which that's what he was referring to. And so for that reason, for that particular reason, I definitely agree with him that it, because it's a real thing. It does exist. And I hope that it could be something that I know it's a conversation now.
Yeah.
Or everybody's talking about it now.
Yeah.
But I hope that we can really come to the table and really have these kind of discussions and to be truthful, do away with some of these systems.
Well,
Do away with some of them.
we're having that conversation, I think, right now. And I think it's important to have this conversation and to get both sides of it. Because, again, like you said, he had some valid concerns, some valid issues. And my challenge is not his issues. My challenge is not his challenge with the church or the systems of the church. My challenge is where he chose to bring his challenge with the church. You know,
Right. The platform that he was on.
He's on the Breakfast Club,
Right.
which is a secular,
Right.
it's a secular platform,
Right.
you know?
Right.
And so because it's a secular platform and he is a defender of the faith, if you will, because he's a preacher of the gospel.
Absolutely.
So he's supposed to be a defender of the faith. And I don't mean it in a derogatory way when I say he's supposed to be he's a defender of the faith. And so.
And remember, now, I'm sorry now, he is a defender of the faith, not a defender of the wax systems of the church that he was referring to.
Well, see,
and then that's another thing too, is that what he was pointing out is that we made church so much about the building and made church to be a part of this organization or this system, this club that we're a part of, as opposed to making the church be about who we are, because we are the church.
I know that was coming too.
Yeah, and we are the church.
Yeah, and I don't disagree with that.
And that's important to know, that we need to get back to the real church and not the systems of these buildings, these titles, these names, these organizations. And
sure, but
and that's what he's talking about.
But here's my challenge with that, though. My challenge is, I have a few, I'm telling you, I got a few challenges with this because,
right.
Number one, when did we fall out of love with the building itself? You know what I'm saying? Church is not, it should have never been the building itself. It's always been the people. The word, I'm gonna have to get a little preachery right here, right?
Okay.
So the word ecclesia,
right?
It does not mean building,
right?
It means called out ones, right?
Right.
So it's the called out ones. It's the group that is set aside, right? So that's what the church has always been.
Right.
But there is also scripture that talks about not forsaking the assembling of ourselves together.
Right.
Where do we assemble at? In the building,
Right.
right? We got to have somewhere to meet.
Right.
And the challenge with this human race, excuse me, the challenge is that we sometimes have a hard time differentiating the two.
Mhm.
While it is a building, the building is not the church per se,
Right.
but it is the place where the institution happens. It is the institution
Right.
of the church, and it is the meeting place for the church. We got to have somewhere to meet. You know what I'm saying? So it's not so much about the building, as you said. I do agree,
Right.
but we don't throw the building away. The building didn't do nothing to us. The building
Right.
is a structure, right?
Right.
It's a structure, and so the systems of the church
Right.
is where the challenge is, right? So I won't disagree with there being challenges with systems in the church.
Absolutely.
That need to be changed or discussed or talked about or
Absolutely.
reimagined even.
Yeah.
But why am I going to go on a secular platform where there are people who are not like-minded? Hear me.
Right.
There are people on this secular platform who who don't know Jesus, right? This is an opportunity for them to meet Jesus through you. You get what I'm saying? So there are a few things that are at play.
So now wait a minute. Now you say I think there's only one who does not have a relationship.
Okay, who's that?
The other guy, but I think Jess and Charlemagne, they confess that they do have a relationship with Jesus.
Okay.
So I don't want to say that they don't have one.
Right. No. I don't necessarily mean them. I mean
Okay.
the viewers, the people that watch this show. The majority of his audience is not a Christian audience, and there's a percentage of Christian of people who are believers who watch this show.
Right. Right.
This is a secular show.
Right.
So there are all kinds of people who watch this show who get an opportunity to experience you. And when they get an opportunity to experience you, who are they experiencing? Right?
Right.
But what is your responsibility in situations like this? I mean, I think it is something to talk about, because your responsibility at all times,
Right.
no matter where you are, is to be a light. Right?
Absolutely.
Not to be perfect.
Yes. Right.
But to be a light, right? So if your job is to be a light,
Mm-hmm.
why do you go into I don't want to use a derogatory term, a secular platform,
Right. Right.
a worldly platform,
Right.
in the terms of the church,
Right.
a worldly platform,
Mm-hmm.
and speak against
Mm-hmm.
the very thing that God refers to as his wife, or
Right.
the bride,
Mm-hmm.
right? As his bride, not necessarily his wife, but his bride, right? The bride of Christ. So the reason I have a challenge is because I don't have a challenge with what he said. I have a challenge with where he said it.
Yeah, I was going to say it was the platform that he said it on.
I just don't feel like it was with
Right.
to do, because they don't see like we see. You get what I'm saying? They don't hear what we hear. Scripture says we are in this world, but not of this world. So, to voice your challenges about a place that you openly confess that you benefited from, that birthed you, that grown you, that made you who you are today, in front of people who are already, to jump on this bandwagon of hating the church,
That's pretty much kind of where you are. It is not that what he said does not exist or there's no validity to it.
Mm-hmm.
It is the platform in which he said it on.
Yeah.
Pretty much. And I think that's what most people who have articulated their challenges with that have pretty much said that it's where he did it at.
Right.
You know, he did it on the Breakfast Club, and
Yeah.
you know, it was on a secular show, and he should have did that to the church, and you know, it's like he's a sellout. You know, he traded on us, and all of that, and I get it. I get it. I totally get it that people and yourself, you know, have some challenges with that. I'm just
I'm
looking.
gonna say something though.
Sure, go right ahead.
I don't want to. I don't consider him a sellout.
And okay, but you know, you do know how it was my turn to talk, and then you
And-
cut me off.
Yeah.
And
Because I don't want you to have people thinking that I'm saying Ty Tribbett is a sellout.
well,
He's not.
well, no,
I don't think he's a sellout.
well, I think a lot of you people,
Oh, you people. Okay. All right. Let's see. Go ahead. I want to hear it.
well, you people, I'm just kidding.
Talk about we people. Let's go.
Well, I'm just saying that I'm more so on the side of that I knew the intent of his heart.
Okay.
I know that his heart was in the right place.
Sure.
I don't believe that was a part of his assignment or a part of something that he had already laid out to do.
Mhm.
I don't think that it's just not who he is. And I think when we get a chance to really know the heart of a person, there are just some things I know that you, as being Daniel or Danny, literally, I know that's not not who you are.
Right.
So if you said it, I knew they had to come from a certain place.
Sure.
And so I think, you know, instead of us, you know, being so quick, I don't know, everybody doesn't know Ty.
Right.
And I get that. But I think for the church to not be so quick to want to stone him or to want to, you know, jump on him and say, well, you know, you shouldn't have did this and you shouldn't have did that. And man, you made us look bad. And man, you're supposed to be representing us. And that's not how you do it. You know, and I get that. But understand, when you know the heart of a person, you know that was not his real intent. And I don't think he realized the backfire,
The impact.
the impact and the backlash that he was going to get from that.
Yeah.
Because if he knew that, there's no way he would have made that statement.
Well,
So I don't think it came from a certain place that he was trying to bash the church. I just don't believe that.
I mean, again, I agree. I don't believe that was his intent either.
No.
I think it was just a lack of wisdom on his part to say that in that place. And the other thing I think for me is I agree with some of what you said as it relates to people attacking him. I don't think people should attack him or say you know he's a sellout or he doesn't represent us. Those
Right.
I think, but I do believe
Mm.
the church's intent and heart is right in accountability, holding him accountable. I think that people, I don't think people should be canceled as much as
No, absolutely not.
being held accountable. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And some people, they think that, you know, raising accountability is imposing an attack.
Right.
There's a difference between attack and accountability.
Right.
There are some things that need to be addressed
Mm-hmm.
because they're too vital to this message, this faith,
Right.
this gospel, that kind of thing. They're too vital to that. So when you hold a particular position,
Mm-hmm.
a place, a level of influence, you're held to a higher standard.
Right.
And I don't know that it's always fair,
Right.
but you are. People just hold you to a higher standard because you have a platform, you have influence,
Mhm.
and you have the ability to make impact.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to have a sense of sobriety, if you will,
Mm-hmm.
as it relates to the things that you say. You know?
Right.
And there's like you and I, there's certain things that we can say amongst ourselves
Right.
that we
Absolutely.
wouldn't necessarily want to say in front of a lot of people because it's just irresponsible
Right.
to just be open and just saying all kinds of stuff because
Right.
you don't know who you can offend, who you can
Right.
turn away from the faith,
Right.
gospel. So
Right.
that's I think those things have to be considered. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Accountability. So I think that's a good question. Where do we when do we get to the place where we do hold our own accountable? You know what I'm saying? Where we say, hey, and I hope that people who call Ty Tribbett friend or brother, or whomever, I hope that they called him outside of a platform, a social platform, rebuking him and that kind of thing on a social platform, and said, bro, I feel like maybe you should have chosen another way to say that or different words or something, I hope that he has friends, he has a circle that has spoken to him and held him accountable for, the way he handled that situation. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So that's my thing. My question is when do we get to that place, where the people understand this is not an attack, but I am going to hold you accountable.
But I think that in this culture, holding people accountable in the church, unfortunately, has become a part of the council culture.
Ooh.
And it's very unfair. Yeah, very unfair, and it's unfortunate. We say, we throw those words around about holding each other accountable, but what that really means is we're counseling them. Well, I thought I was looking towards the camera.
You're talking to the wall. We need you to talk to the people.